Hi, I'm Holly and welcome to my channel, Holly Go Read. Today we're going to be talking about my TBR for Witchathon Round 3 for Ostara. If you don't know what Witchathon is, it is a readathon hosted by the lovely Rhiannon over at Crescent Moon Reads, who I will be linking down below. Go check out her channel, she is wonderful. She hosts this readathon celebrating the Sabbats, as she is a practicing witch. So very cool, love her readathons, always a pleasure to participate in. I have participated both in the Yule and the Samhain Witchathons, and both were lovely. So let's talk about Ostara. So the challenges all have a very warm and spring kind of feel as we welcome in the new season. So the first challenge is Ostara is a time of rebirth and new life. Pick a book in a genre you don't normally read. Ooh, so for that one I really struggled. I don't read a lot of sci-fi, so I figured it was time to give it a shot. And for that I'm going to be reading The Man in the High Castle by Philip K. Dick. This is kind of an alternative history of what would have happened had the Nazis won World War II. I am a big history buff, so I'm very interested to see this kind of alternative history. Plus, my fiance has been after me to watch the show with him, so I like reading a book before watching the show. So we will definitely be weighing in on what that's like. But definitely outside of my comfort zone. So that is what we're going to be doing for challenge number 1. For challenge number 2, we have Flowers Are a Symbol of Spring. Read a book that has flowers on the cover. Now this was in my last Witchathon TBR, which I epically failed at and never ended up posting my wrap-up. That's how badly I failed. For that one, I'm going to be attempting for, I think, the second or third time to get around to reading Always Never Yours by Emily Webberly and Austin Sigmund Brokaw. So this book is basically about a girl who every time she dates somebody, right after they date her, they find the one that they're supposed to be with forever, apparently, even though this is a YA. So, I mean, endgame isn't always necessarily the best, but I've heard a lot of really great things about this book, and I'm anticipating it being really cute. I don't know what's taken me so long to get around to reading it, but it does deal with Romeo and Juliet. They're doing it as a high school play, so that's always a fun backdrop. Yeah, so we're going to be giving that one a shot for challenge number 2. It is also going to be taking care of challenge number 3 for me, which is Ostara begins to bring in a season of fertility. Choose a romance book. So that's going to cover my romance for that. Challenge number 4 is warm weather is coming back around, especially to Texas. Choose a book that is set in a warm climate. For that, I'm going to be reading The Forbidden Wish by Jessica Corey. This is an Aladdin retelling. The genie is a girl. I bought this in a big haul of book outlet. Don't know much about it other than it's an Aladdin retelling, so we're gonna see how that goes. But I'm assuming, since it is an Aladdin retelling, that it is going to be told in some sort of Middle Eastern setting. So that's gonna be very warm. And the next challenge we have is Nature's Energy is Picking Up. Pick an action-packed book. So I've heard this book really, really hyped here on BookTube, and that is A Study in Charlotte by Brittany Calavero. Very interested to see how this goes. Mysteries are also kind of outside of my wheelhouse, so if I don't feel like getting around to The Man in the High Castle, this might also count as my thing you don't normally read, because mysteries just normally aren't my thing. So again, I've heard so many good things about this book and this series. I do believe it just wrapped up. Very, very interested and anticipating liking this. And of course, for the last book, we have the group book When the Moon Was Ours by Anna Marie Michelmore. I've already read this book and I love this book. So I will be re-perusing it prior to the live show. I may not get around to reading the whole thing. I do remember it took me a bit because this is magical realism, and her style of writing is very rich and very descriptive. It takes me a little bit to get through it, so I may not end up rereading the whole thing, but I will definitely revisit the high points. Love this book. Many, many nice things to say about it. Can't wait for the live show to discuss it. So stoked that Rhiannon picked this for the group book. Alrighty, so those are the books that I'm going to be attempting to read during Witchathon. Again, that is hosted by Rhiannon at Crescent Moon Reads. It's going to be running from March 13th through 20th, and there will be a live show on her channel. Again, check her out. She is wonderful. That is all I have for you today. Let me know if you're participating in Witchathon too. What are you reading? Are you reading any of the same books as me? Always open to a buddy read, y'all. Alrighty, I thank you so much for watching my video. Again, my name is Holly, and go read.